Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we have War 3 of Season 42, and I only have 5 fights today, but it's a little bit of a different team. I'll be running AA for 4 fights and Shocker for his big war debut. I did take Shocker to rank 4 just for this war. First up here we got Human Torch, and this fight's pretty easy. I did put on an invulnerability boost just to make sure that if I do get hit a couple times, it's not going to cost me a bunch of potions. Because I do like to dex his SP1. I don't want him to be able to build his spawners by hitting you in the block with it. But yeah, Torch is not that great of a defender, especially against AA. Anytime you make him bleed, the incinerates go away a lot faster. So it's a pretty easy fight. And he's down. So next up here, this is the reason that I brought White Magneto, was for the pre-fights. I wanted to make sure I got the spot now with no problem. I do actually end up taking Dex off just so I don't trigger the node. He gets a regen and I got to deal with him being unblockable. That's about the only thing that I see could really make this placement a pain, is dealing with an unblockable spot, but he's not too bad if you don't have to deal with that. Backing out there, just make sure that my pre-fight's stuck. And it's just pretty cut and dry fight. Just parry heavy, and the Neuros will end up doing the damage. I already have 2 up, and he's just going to start to sink away here. I do really like AA, but I have not taken him to rank 4 just because he is one of my top bans in Battlegrounds, and I try to rank for that mode. Since I've been on path 9 for a long time, I have most of those champs already ranked 4, but I might have to take him up here shortly now that I have been moved to path 1. Just to have him, there's nothing wrong with it. And as you can see here, I'm letting my alliance mates know that I opened section 2 up, and you see one guilty conscience pop up there. So I just had to make sure that they knew that section 2 was open to take their fights. And here is Shocker's big debut against a rank 4 Apoc. And I really like Shocker. He is not a tactic attacker, but he does have some things that allow him to remove prowess on his mediums. It's a percentage per vibro shock charge, and it's also a percentage to stun on his mediums with vibro shock charges. I did use a power start 1, and he is Sig 200, so you seen at the beginning of the fight I dropped 1 SP1 like right out the gate and didn't lose any power, so that allows my ramp just to go quicker. 2 SP1s and then the SP2 into the big heavy. I just couldn't get Apoc here to throw his special. I was parrying with late dexes, and yeah, I do still have Dex off, so I wasn't going to try to get fancy and back away from any of the projectiles. I probably could have cut it back on, but I left it off because the next fight has buffet on it, and I just didn't want Gallon to be gaining any regen. But yeah, almost took him out. It would have been nice if we could have got the KO on the heavy, but a little 1%, it's no big deal. And as you can see there, 176k hit pretty much takes out most champs at this level and more. And put the pre-fight on for AA. And rank 4 Gallon is, I guess Gallon can be tough depending on who you try him with. You just got to control his planetary mass and you'll be fine. But I also used a combat regen here. I was kind of debating if I wanted to use a potion or a combat regen. I just figured I'd go with the combat regen and then use a potion for the next fight if I had to, just to kind of mitigate the chip damage a little bit that I'll be taking. And AA is a bit boring. It's just parry heavy. And the Neuro runs out, I get the stun, and go back in for the SP1, and he's pretty much out of that. Yeah, 30 seconds is real nice for a war fight. And my last fight here is a Kate Bishop on Boss Island. She is only rank 3, and this brute force node is pretty much, I play it like Conflictor. It's not that hard of a node, but I just do not try to parry. And even though that AA does have something in his kit that prevents ability accuracy reduction, I don't know how that works with the block penetration from her, so I'm just going to be playing it safe here and just punishing her heavy. And I got 2 neuros up here, and I'm getting the poisons, and the fight's going just how I planned it. I did make sure that I turned Dex back on because you do not want to get hit with that arrow in the block. It will do some massive damage. I mean, it could end the fight. I can't remember exactly how that plays out, but yeah, you don't want to take that arrow in the block and the cold snap. You're pretty much out of there. And just gotta punish the heavy again, and I do not want her to throw this SP2, so I'm just blocking until I can get an opening, and the poisons and bleeds end up taking her down. And less than a minute. It's not too bad, but like I said, she's only rank 3. But that's all the fights that I have for this war. We did go on to win this one. Our first 2 wars weren't that great. We did have a very strong competitor in our first war of the season, and I had extremely bad play in last war, so this war does feel good to kind of turn things around, and hopefully we could just keep stacking the victories to move up the leaderboards. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Until next time, Sith out.